Bad game is bad. Gameplay being subpar is forgivable? No! No! It is not forgivable. It's a video game. How can you say the gameplay being subpar is forgivable in a game? That's the whole point! So mad that interactive movies have plagued and destroyed video games. Shane Zeus didn't like Spider-Man. I mean, it was too easy, bro. I mean, compare Sekiro to Spider-Man, all right? In Sekiro, there are some latches, like when you're grappling, that are really hard to pull off. So there's a skill gap with them, right? You have to come at the right angle. You have to be a certain distance away. Otherwise, you can't get it. I love that. With Spider-Man, you go anywhere. Like the movement when I first dove into the game, it looks so cool. It looks awesome. All right, they did a great job with that. But man, it seems it's free. So you're never going to get me to enjoy a game where the core gameplay is free and done for me. I like playing video games. I like playing video games. I don't like when games are made to be played for me. So there were a lot of instances with Ratchet and Clank where they're showing me things happening in cutscenes in between gameplay sequences. And I just want to play the game, man. I don't want to be shown all of this cool stuff. I want to do the cool stuff myself. And if it takes me a few times to get the hang of it, if I fail over and over again, so be it. Because when I succeed finally, and I'm shown this visual thing that I'm accomplishing myself in the game, the reward is unquestionably better than any other game where you're just given it. Yo, thanks, Massmex. I love games, man. I also hate games. I'm passionate about them. And I'm someone who, I've played games my entire life, and there has been a forking of the road where people don't actually like video games anymore. They like interactive movies. And as more time goes on and on, less games are being made for people who like games. They're being made for the common person who doesn't really like games. And that pisses me off. It does. Because I just want to play games. Those people should watch others play something on Twitch. Well, that's how I feel, man. Like, there's always that discussion with Dark Souls in easy mode, right? And if you're bringing the game down to that point, just watch someone else play it. Just watch someone else, dude. That's all you need to do, because that's what you're asking for. If you eliminate the difficulty, just ask someone else to play it. Get a controller, pretend you're 4 years old, and just press buttons along with the Twitch streamer you're watching. You see validity in an argument for an easy mode, but that's why co-op exists and magic builds are a thing. Well, but see, I just don't agree with your sentence, man, because of the second part of your sentence, co-op exists, magic builds exist, right? Farming exists. Because of those things, I don't think that there's validity in the argument for an easy mode, because there's already ways to augment the difficulty into your favor.
Time to go to work. Your speech made me cry.
See you later, Vataloco. Putting in effort exists. It's 2021, man. People aren't raised to put in effort. You can probably say that you play games on the hardest difficulties. I'm usually like that too, man. But then there are times with like say God of War, where you play it on the hardest difficulty, but it's not exactly fun. Because they've just given enemies so much health. And that's their interpretation of difficulty. Make you take less damage, or make you take more damage and give enemies more health. And I think that's just basic. I think that's just so basic. And for a game that has so much good going on it, I thought that was such a letdown from God of War, personally. because I know that that dev team can do better. You think the argument for people saying I have less time, so hard games aren't fair, is bull? Less time means I want more quality and challenge. Yeah, dude, I do not care about what's going on in your life. If you don't have time to play a game, don't play it. I mean, it's BS, dude. It's BS. You can play a game every now and then and still get through it. I do not accept that. People have beat these games with a piano, a dance pad, Donkey Kong bongos. I think someone beat them with a banana. Even if you're physically handicapped, you can beat this game. Goes on Ghost. No hit. All trophies. That's into the Chalice dungeons. And she was born without a hand. Don't tell me you can't frickin' do it. Don't tell me. I don't accept it. Chivalry with the $20 sacrifice. That's a lot of money to give a bearded person over the internet. You goddamn legend. Thank you so much, dude.
An offering. Just blood god disciple things. Also in mashing my controller buttons while watching you stream low.
Thank you so much. Every game is aimed at a certain demographic. Yes, dude. Not every game is made for everybody. I'm not gonna go to I'm not gonna go into like the Pokemon Discord, right? And like complain that they need to make the game harder, right? I'm not gonna go to Stardew Valley and say, oh, this game's too easy for me, right? No, I'll say the game's too easy for me, but I'll say to the devs that you should make it harder for me. I would never, like, that's not, no, you have your demographic, you have the game, that's it. Zeus speaking the truth to children. Listen, man, I've said this before. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to people like me if you lobby to change our games. Don't do that. Stop doing that. We don't have much left. We don't have much. The people who get all their easy games spoon-fed to them, who want to take all the games away from us, it's exactly what they're doing. And they're winning. So anytime, I'm serious, anytime someone talks about Dark Souls easy mode, Bloodborne easy mode, it's up to you guys to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Be reasonable, be eloquent, be logical, explain why that is not a good thing, why it's not fair, why it wouldn't make sense within the context of the community and the game, why it's also disrespectful to the artist, Miyazaki. As if saying to him that he doesn't know what is good for his fracking games. Come into my channel and tell me how to run my stream. Guess what's happening? Adding Miyazaki or From Software and telling them the same thing. How is that not any less disrespectful? We all consider the guy to be a genius, to be an artist. So stop disrespecting him. You're not going to dig up J.R.R. Tolkien from the grave and tell him to change the Lord of the Rings. I get so hot talking about that. I get so hot. Make Lord of the Rings easier. How many people have you heard saying, "Oh, I can't read the Lord of the Rings," right? The language is too great for me. There's too many words. How many times have you heard that? I know I've heard it 1,000,000 times. You're gonna change the Lord of the Rings? Can't read it. You have ADHD, but that's what audio. Oh, dude, if you're listening to an audiobook, that's the same thing, man. That's cool. That's no big deal. At least we got a good talk out of it. Yeah, but listen, talking about things is great, but also it's reflective of the current situation, right? It would be much better if I didn't have to talk about it and people just knew how to overcome adversity, and people weren't babies, and the game industry didn't cater to babies and still made games for people who like video games. That would still be better than having this conversation. If they want to add an easy mode to this game and they could do it without losing work cycles and content for everyone, yes, that's the key, man. You hit the nail on the head, because that's all I see it as. If they say they add difficulty settings, right? And it's perfect. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's perfect. Everybody loves it. I love it. What are we missing? In exchange for all that work and all that extra balancing, what are we missing? Are we missing a boss? Are we missing an area? 2 bosses? 2 areas, 10 enemies, 5 weapons? Like, what are we missing? That's how I look at it. And I hate that. I hate... What if Dark Souls 3 didn't have Nameless King? What if Sekiro didn't have Demon of Hatred? What if Bloodborne didn't have Orphan of Kaz? What if, or the Bloodletter? What if Dark Souls didn't have the Zweihander? Even better. What if Dark Souls didn't have Bed of Chaos? Point proven. Point proven. Obviously, what I just said was satirical. A good idea is that if people don't like really hard games, maybe don't play hard games. I Want to Be the Bashi should be easier, man. It's just too difficult for me to handle. I've got like 4 kids at home. I've got a job, and I just really want to be the Bashi. But there's just not enough time in the day for me to learn how to be the Bashi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just way too much for me. I can't do it. So they should really, really think about, you know, marketing their game and changing their game for the people who are willing to give them money for it. Think about that. I'm a paying customer. Or I would be a paying customer. And they are making it so that they're not getting my money. And that's not fair to me. Because I want to spend my money on a different product that they don't want to make. But I want them to make. I'm entitled to them for them to make it. I'm entitled to it. They need to change their company. They need to change their art direction. Their everything. Their morals. They probably should change their wives and their husbands as well, because they're just giving them bad advice. Because I want to play their game. I just want to run around in the game. I don't want to have to, like, avoid this guy. Like, I just want to run up the stairs. Can't I just run up the stairs and not die? Like, dude, I've already ran down this hallway and I died because this wolf came out of nowhere. The game didn't even give me any way to escape. He just jumped through the window. And now he's gonna, and look at that. Look at that. Now I gotta do the same thing again, bro. I've got kids downstairs. I gotta go feed my kids, but I have to stay here and play this game because it just won't let me win. My kids are crying. Okay, that was good. All right, that was good. Have you applied to IGN? Dude, I would love to write for IGN or GameSpot or something. My writing chops aren't what they used to be because I haven't written since college, but I would love to offer my perspective on video games. So both perspectives can be seen by people. Because right now in game journalism, there's really not too many people who are like me. There's people. It's like all the game journal. Not all of them. It's like most of the game journalists are on the other side of this argument. More accessible is allowing button map configuration. Yeah, I've heard that argument before too. And I find that now I'm not putting you on blast, all right? But on the PlayStation, it's almost like there's already a tool to do it. It's Hazy T. You know where I'm at. You know where I be. You're in the nightmare. Just a party. I'm here. I get paid a fee. I be in and out the dream so much the doll be tired of me. Honestly, don't give a trick about who ain't fond of me. Drop 2 records in 6 months. Who's hunting beasts as hard as me? I don't bother with them souls. Don't let speed souls bother me. They see pictures. They see goals. Which I'm who they're trying to be. Yo! This is exactly why I keep coming back to the stream adult conversations with intellectual exchanges. But then sometimes I yell, balls! And ruin the whole thing.